Okay. Okay. Um, is that working? Is that working? Let me know in the comment section. Thanks, Lloyd. Thanks, D Witty, for informing me. Hey, you're muted. I do not want to be muted. I want to get this information out. We back. Thank you. Ism. Ism. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Sorry about that, fellas. We all good. We all good, man. I was talking to myself. It was a great conversation, too. But hey, let's go ahead and start this over again. Hey, this is Brian, aka Uncle B. Welcome to GoodWood University office hours. We're at a different time. I wanted to do something special because we're coming up on Valentine's Day, and I want to make sure that you have the information you need so that if you want to last all night for this special occasion, I mean, this is information you need to know regardless. That you can, actually get yourself to the point where you can just you can last all night. And so that's what we're going to talk about. Interestingly enough, earlier today, I was talking to a good friend, and he was talking about this whole situation where you get to this point, Valentine's Day, it puts a lot of stress on you, especially if you are not already at your sexual best. And so we're going to talk about some of the things that you need to know so that you can not have to worry about that. Also, one of the reasons why tonight is special, normally I do this during the day, but we do have a call-in number now. It was a lot of tech work to get this together, but we wanted to give guys a chance to give a call in, ask your questions. I do consultations all the time. So if you have a particular issue and you want to get that resolved, go ahead and hit me up on that number. But the topic we're going to talk about today is how to last all night long, what you can do to get to that state. And, we're going to talk about the foods and techniques and the things that you need to know to be able to control yourself to be able to last all night long. We talking about all night long. Yes, sir. And once again, this is Brian, aka Uncle B. This is Goodwood University office hours. We are late night office hours today. And this is what we do. We help guys with their sexual performance. I'm a sexual performance coach, been doing this for the past 25 years. In fact, this is our anniversary. This is our 25th anniversary on February 14th, 24 years ago. We set up the website and actually launched on Valentine's Day, and it was the day after, 2 days after Valentine's Day, we got our first order from Poland. Early days of the internet, and it actually worked out well for us. Yeah, thank you, Ism. Yes, indeed. So specifically, what we're going to talk about are different things that you can do in order to get to your best. And we're going to even get into breathing patterns. So one of the top things you need to know, let's get into it. One of the top things you need to know when it comes to sexual performance is that you're a sexual performance athlete, and that means that you have to prepare yourself. And when it comes to eating, that's one of the top things. When you're consuming food, it has an immediate effect on your body. And by far, the most important thing about your health, about your sexual health, is what you eat. And just like a sport, you need to be eating the right foods. And it's not just a one day thing, this needs to be a lifestyle. You don't turn into a basketball pro overnight. You need to be able to. Uh, you need to be able to do this stuff over a long period of time to get to a point where you don't have to get ready because you're already ready. Jonathan, what's good with you, man? Good to see you. All right. Got a question there. Oh, by the way, this is what I do. I answer questions. So it says, "Hi, Unc. Are these labeled herbal tablets listed on Amazon, normally marketed with ginseng, maca, etc., safe for consumption as a supplement to lifestyle changes?" Yes. Well, let me put a caveat on there. I am not a fan of pills. When we're talking about capsules, powdered capsules, those will work. My personal favorite are tinctures. That's what GoodWood is. That's what GoodWood Advanced is. It's a liquid tincture, but it's basically the same process. We've taken dried herbs and you're soaking it in alcohol. But when it comes to the pills themselves, pills basically, there's no such thing as a natural pill. Pills contain fillers. They have to, in order to stick together, and then they're coated with paint, and it's a huge process. Okay, we got a call coming in already. All right, what's going on, caller? Hold on. Slow down for me a little bit. Say that again. That last part. To get out of the situation. Oh man, well you are in the situation. All right. Well, a couple of things, right quick. Callers, just let me know if you can hear the caller that I'm talking to. Listeners, people with us right now, just hit me up in the comment section and make sure everybody hears everything. But let's get into it. One of the things you have to be careful about when you go to events and you're out and about, and it's one of those nights where you're going to do something later. As a man, um it's one of the things that we have to understand, especially as we get older, is that you can't do what used to do, as in, having, having those drinks is going to cause problems. I got a question for you. How old are you? 58. Okay. When it comes to I'm saying she's 54. Okay. Okay. Just a few years to be able to handle that. But I guess one of the issues is, at 58, yeah. Typically what happens is guys get older. When you're young, you can drink, you can, have sex at night. When you get older, it's going to affect you a lot faster. Alcohol is a poison that just happens to make you feel woozy. So, what you want to do in situations where you're going to be having sex tonight, you're going to have relations tonight, you're going to have to be prepared. You have to be careful with the food you eat, especially when you're out and about. The food that comes out of restaurants typically has a lot more salt, a lot more sugar. They're trying to sell the food. They're not trying to make you healthy. And also, every time you have that alcohol, it's lowering your testosterone level. Because typically alcohol, especially if you have a chaser with it. Uh, so okay, okay, all right. Okay, we still do have a slight issue. This is what I was just testing out. We thought we were good with this. We can't hear you, caller, on everything. But just to give you guys a quick update. So my man is calling in. He's saying that he is 58. He's having an issue with. He's at an event. He's with his 54-year-old lady, and some things going to be happening later on this evening, and he's trying to make sure that he's ready. And what I'm letting him know is that, yeah, the alcohol and the food at those types of places it's a setup, man. It's a setup. It's not a good look for you. So, what I would say at this point, well, here's a question on a scale of 1 to 10. Let's say your sexual performance on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 means everything works. 1 means you need to go to the hospital. 5, 6, or 7 means you're unreliable. You're about a 6. Okay, if you're at a 6 and he's saying he's at a 6. Okay. Guys, if you're at a 6 and you are trying to have sex, you're having alcohol, having a lot of food, things like that is going to lower you. If you're saying you're a 6, you add anything to that mix that's not right, proper, you're going to drop down to even being more unreliable. So at this point, yeah, yeah. At this point, really, the only thing that you can do is back away from that alcohol. And you know, mhm. Okay, okay. Appreciate the call, man. Appreciate the call. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, guys, sorry about that. Yeah, yeah. We're working on all the technical issues. We wanted to get guys calling in, but I mean, and one of the reasons why I like doing that is because really, when it comes down to it, I have these conversations all the time, and it's really amazing when you hear the conversations that I have. I always learn something, and it's always a great thing. So let's go ahead and get back to the regular scheduled program. For those who just joining us, this is Brian, aka Uncle B. This is Goodwood University, and we're going to be talking about sexual health and all that good stuff. All right. All right. We actually got another caller. What's going on? I'm great. I'm great. How are you doing today? Mm-hmm. All right, Twister is on the line with me. Okay, good, good, good. What's going on? You dropped weight from 280 to 220? Ha ha! Congratulations, sir. Appreciate that. Yeah. Ah, all right. So I'm going to ask you the same question I asked the last caller. This is what I asked for all my consulting clients and coaching clients. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 means everything works. 1 means you need to go to the hospital. 5, 6, 7 means you're unreliable. Where do you think you fit on there? About a 4? Okay. So you dropped that weight. How old are you? 56. Okay. And how is okay, give me an idea in terms of your height. We got your weight. How tall are you? 5'11", 220. Okay. Okay. That's you teach boxing. All right. So you're very active at 56. You're at a good weight there. In terms of okay, question. So how long ago did this start happening to you? 3 years ago. Okay. All right. Mhm. Okay. All right. So what I always notice with guys, what people, period, is it's all about your pattern. So is something was you were probably doing something that led up to this. I mean, sometimes it's faster if you're on some medications can cause you to go straight into ED faster than expected. Accidents, something like that. But typically, it's something you're doing over a period of time. So, give me an idea of your lifestyle. You're a boxing coach. Um, okay, okay. Any lingering injuries? None. Oh, okay. So you're a good boxer. You ducked. Okay. Good, good, good. So, give me some more of your lifestyle in terms of your like sleep. How is your sleep now? Work third shift. Mm. What are those hours? 11:30 to 7:30 in the morning. Mm. Okay. Okay. How long you been doing that? 20 years. Okay. And what were you about to say? Ah. Mm. Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay. All right. I'm going to repeat this because we had that technical difficulty with people hearing this. Um, so yeah. What he's saying is that I love this. I love this part all the way up until it's not working. Everything's not working. But dropped the weight, was diabetic, went from taking 3 pills and a bunch of shots to not needing that at all. Gone plant based. Um, and I love the fact that you did all of that. I can almost tell you because the one thing that has the most concern for me is that night shift. Um, and that's because, and that's the reason why I asked about your sleep. When it comes to working overnight, you actually are, your immune system. Basically have our circadian rhythms, and so when you wake up first thing in the morning, if you're having a regular night's sleep, your testosterone levels are high because you had that sleep. Our bodies react to the sun. In fact, if you ever have your eyes closed and that light can still come through, it's because the sun is supposed to wake us up. The sun touches your skin. Your skin knows, and it tries to like, oh, I'm supposed to be awake. So if you're in a situation where you've been doing this particular work for a long period of time, your body is in a different mode. I would say so you did all the things in terms of getting that right, but when it comes to your sexual health, we have to dial in into your sleep. So, and I understand, with work, a lot of times it's not necessarily up to you to what your hours are, but there's some things that you need to do in terms of your sleep. Give me a description of how your sleep is right now. You get off work. 7:30. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, good. Okay. Mm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. All right. So let me just say, so let me get this, make sure I'm summarizing this correctly. So you get off 7:30, get back home, it's at 8. You put your sleep mask on, you're going to sleep, you just naturally wake up at 2 hours later, put the mask back on, take the mask off, look around, put the mask back on, go back to sleep. So what does that add up to in terms of like how many hours do you get of sleep? Mm. Oh wow, that's interesting. Okay, so you'll go to sleep from like 8 to roughly 2, and then go to the gym. And then times you don't go to the gym, you're from like 8 to whenever it's time for you to wake back up and get to work. Okay, okay, all right. So a couple of things that you would need to do in terms of um, working the night shift means that you have to do some things in order to be prepared for getting to sleep better. So, like I said before, your skin, if sun touches your skin, it's like your skin is like, hey, it's time to wake up. So you have a bunch of chemicals in your body that are trying to fight you going to sleep because you're supposed to be awake. So one of the things that you'll need to do, actually, I did a full video about this because one of my clients was a male nurse, and he worked a night shift. And so some things that you will have to do. Are you familiar with blue light blocker eyeglasses? Yeah, yeah. You want to get those. So when you're driving home, the whole idea is to sort of get your body prepared to go to sleep, so that you're getting a deeper sleep. It's not just the hours; it's the quality of sleep. And so if you have the blue light blockers on, it stops the light from the sun affecting you and just like waking you up. So if while you're driving home, if you have those on, you also want to cover your skin. May need to wear some gloves or something like that. If you got tinted windows, the better. The more you're staying away from the light, the better. Um, and also in terms of like when you eat, you probably want to eat a little bit early. I'm not sure what time do you normally take a lunch break during that third shift? Before 2 o'clock. Okay. Okay. Good. 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 So yeah, yeah. You don't want to have anything on your stomach. Give your body enough time to digest. Um, so yeah, the whole idea is to as soon as you get home. I mean, you got the eye covers. That helps. You want to make sure your room is as dark as it possibly can be. Um, there's some other things you can do in terms of like taking making sure the room is like roughly 68 degrees. That's the optimal sleep time for you. Ah, okay. Well, in that case, don't do that. uh, yeah, if you feel like you're freezing at 68 degrees, it's not a good idea. What you want to do is uh, yeah, find whatever's comfortable for you. I mean, these are just guidelines. Of course, these are guidelines. Everyone is different, and it depends on it. Actually, depends on the time of the year as well. So if you're in a colder weather, some people like to get warmer in the evening. Hotter weather like to get cooler. So, um, just find out what works for you. Keep on practicing that. But I would say overall, yeah, it's really dependent upon your sleep. It sound if you've been doing this for the past 20 years, it has an effect on your body. So I don't. It's hard for me to pull up the video right now, but yeah, if you go to my YouTube channel and just type in sleep. There's a bunch of videos, but one of them talks about the night shift and all the specific things that you would need to do. Those are the type. Of, yeah, yeah, yeah. If you get those in, that'll help. Yeah. Oh wow, you seen all every last one of the 400 videos I got. That's impressive, sir. But hey, I'm glad that you got all the good information. And I mean, getting over diabetes, that's a huge thing. Typically, guys with diabetes have 50% more of a chance of having low testosterone. So your testosterone should be stronger than it would have been. Um, and have you gotten your testosterone checked? Okay. Yeah, yeah, you can do that. In some of our videos, I do have a link. I don't we don't have the link sitting here, but we do have a link to uh, a testosterone testing kit company that we work with, so you can do it at home. So if you got your doctor that can take care of it, that's great as well, because typically they can do more blood work as well. But yeah, if you did all the things to get off of to get get the diabetes gone, you got the major thing out of the way. Yeah, it's really dialing in your sleep. And if you said let me see, from 8 to 2 o'clock, yeah, that's 6 hours. We Okay. If you can push that back an hour, if you can give another hour to that, that'd be helpful. Even if you're just laying in bed, sometimes that helps to train your body to, like, okay, I'm not going to get up for a longer period of time. There's some people like myself, uh, I don't need as much sleep. If I make it to 8 hours of sleep, it's shocking. I'm I must have drank something or something happened. Something crazy happened. But when it comes down to it, yeah, you want to get as much sleep as you possibly can, because right now you did all the other things correctly. You're now in just full recovery mode. So dialing in your sleep is really important. How's your stress levels? No stressing you. My God, I need your plan, sir. No stress. How do you do that? All right. Okay. 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 And I didn't ask, what's your occupation? Police officer. You're a police officer with no stress. Ooh, okay. Good deal. Good deal. But yeah, 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 yeah. I think, I would say, do pay attention to the stress just a little bit. And I say this because as men, we compartmentalize our stress. I talk to guys all the time, and it's like, we're doing a survey and everything, bringing them on the onboarding process for a coaching client. And I'll ask, it's like, how is your sleep? Oh, my sleep is terrible. I keep waking up and everything like this. How's your stress? Oh, I have no stress at all. I'm like, hold up. Typically people wake up because they're stressed. Their sleep is disrupted because of their stress. So, it could be, you're doing a great job of compartmentalizing. I'm not saying, if you're stress free, I'm not trying to add stress to it, but just be aware that that's something that we do. We'll just like, oh, I'm not going to think about that until it's time for me to think about it. Uh, and so you do want to be aware of that. But it sounds like you're going all into the right direction. Pay more attention to your stress. I mean, pay more attention to your sleep, and you'll be going in the right direction. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's the relationship stress. Um, yeah, if your missus thinking you're stepping out, Mm, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and hopefully you'll get her to pay some more attention, because I think that's, it's really important, is because it's a health thing, and so she wants you to be around and healthy, and you know y'all can play off of each other in terms of like helping each other stay healthy. I was just at an old folks home with my uncle earlier today, and it is not a good look up in there. So you want to stay as healthy as long as possible. So, uh, sure. What's your question? Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So your mind is saying yes, that you want to pursue, but your body is like, I'm not sure about that. Uh, yeah, 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 yeah. Um, but yeah. Well, here's another question: are you taking supplements? Only thing you're taking now is African fly. Okay. Um, Yeah, I mean that's going to help. What I would do if for you is you may have to start compounding some other things in there, and this is something I learned along the way, because hey, I love Goodwood, Goodwood Advanced, and African Fly. That's my babies right there. But when it comes to other supplements, they can add things that that's the whole point. Often talk about how people will eat a Dorito with like 20 different ingredients in it, and then they'll look at a supplement. It's like, wow, I should only take one or two supplements. It's like, well, yeah, your body's a chemical bag, and the more the correct chemicals you have in it, the better you'll function. So um, you can take a look at maca and yeah, maca and ashwagandha. Uh, we have maca and ashwagandha on the GoodWood site, givegoodwood.com. Um, and that's from the person who we partnered with for that. They have some amazing products, and they source, we trust their sources and everything like that. So go to givegoodwood.com, look at the maca, look at the ashwagandha. It will take both of them take 3 to 6 weeks for it to work. Um, but it's valuable. I mean, for it sounds like you're doing a lot of the right things, and so that process will probably be a little bit faster for you. But having all of that inside of your body would make a huge difference. It'll get you uh, back up. Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, you're going in the right direction. I mean, doing all the right things, that makes a huge difference. So, sir, get your sleep on, get your supplements on, and thank you for your service, protecting us on these streets. All right. Well, thanks for the call, man. I really do appreciate it, and keep up the good work. Have a good one. Bye. All right. Yes. Always having fun with these microphones here. All right, guys. Yeah, this is what I do. I'm so sorry that we don't have it all set up so you could hear the conversation. It would have been great. This is what I do all the time in terms of talking with guys and helping them figure out exactly what's wrong. That is the reason why we are now have the phone number. You can call in. I can answer your questions. We just don't have the great conversation if everyone could hear you. Believe me, I've been fighting technology. You wouldn't believe how, with all the technology, you can't get a regular phone call into a live stream. It's amazing. But yeah, for those guys who are here, who are looking out for what how to last all night long, I can go ahead and continue talking about that. If you have any comments, go ahead and put that in the comment section. Yep, yep. Thanks, clean the plate, James. J10, good to see you again, sir. Thank you, Ism, all you guys. But yeah, we were talking about how to last all night long. Just to recap what I was talking about before, it really comes down to what you eat and when you eat. Like I said to the caller, you are a chemical bag, and so it's the more chemicals, the more correct chemicals you have, the more your body will function for you correctly. And when you eat is a huge part. Because when it comes to Valentine's Day, one of the things that mistakes that guys make, and just make on a regular day, uh-huh. Uh what guys do on a regular day is, we'll consume sugar, we'll consume meat, we'll have something to drink, and that is a triple whammy. And that's something that's almost expected on Valentine's Day, and you want to stay away from that. Sugar lowers your testosterone for a good half an hour. If you already have issues or you're older, it's going to lower it more. When it comes to eating meat, it takes longer for it to digest, and it also causes inflammation. It causes your blood to be stickier. So, and once again, I am not a chicken hugger. I'm not saying, don't eat meat, but we do consume meat way too much. There's no other point in history where you can eat a meat at every meal. This is very new and it doesn't work. So, be very careful with that. It takes like a good 2 to 3 days to digest meat, whereas with fruits and vegetables, we're talking about 3 hours. Meat takes 6 to 7 hours, I should say. But if you're constantly eating meat, it's just going to take way longer for it to digest in your system. So yeah, so you have to be careful with what you eat. So some of the things you can eat, watermelon. That it's called the Viagra for a reason. It's the Viagra of fruits. Sea moss is also great, increases your sex drive, circulation, contains 90% of the essential minerals that you need. Arugula contains nitrates, and that helps increase the blood flow throughout your body. Spinach also does the same thing. It actually does make you stronger, like Popeye the Sailor Man. Beet juice helps to lower estrogen, um, and it also increases your stamina by 18%, and that is no joke. 18% increase in stamina just from drinking beet juice, so you can beat it up. Yeah, go with that. And of course, GoodWood and GoodWood Advanced. That's what we have around here. So, GoodWood is an all natural liquid aphrodisiac that increases testosterone and blood flow throughout your body. Has 8 different herbs. GoodWood Advanced is for older gentlemen, and that is for because it has stinging nettle. And what stinging nettle does, it actually stops, it's scientifically proven to slow down the process of your body turning testosterone into estrogen through a process called aromatase. So you get into your 40s and 50s and start noticing it's harder to pick up muscle and lose fat. That is the reason why. That is the reason why we added stinging nettle to the GoodWood. So we have GoodWood Advance. So you may want to go ahead and check that out. All right. And yeah, guys, if you could help me out, I like helping people out. If you can help me out, go ahead, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, all those good YouTube things, so you can help out the algorithm so we can reach more guys. One of the things that you can do, also to last all night, one of the big things is the rest control technique. And this is a mistake that just about every man makes because, that's what we see in the movies and everything. Having sex all night, really depends on your refractory period, how long it takes for you to get back up. And one of the things that you have to realize is you don't have to have a nut every time you have sex. You don't. If you think about it, it's like if you did, then you would. If this was a regular process, then the world would be fully populated with way too many humans because every time you had sex, especially back in the day before they had condoms and everything, it was like, yeah, you just ejaculate every time. There's a bunch of kids. Um, a better technique is to actually stop. I mean, enjoy the whole pleasure of having sex without needing to have an orgasm. That way you can get to a point, you can go for a good, 10, 15 minutes. Stop. The things you don't want to do during the break is you don't want to eat. You don't want to consume sugar. Just get yourself some water, take a break, laugh, enjoy yourself. And then when you feel in the mood, get back into it. That is the rest and control technique. One of the things you also have to do is to let her know why. Let her know why you're doing this, because some women will think that, okay, he didn't have an orgasm, what's, am I not good, you know how they get. I'm not going to get into that. I'm just saying, you know what I mean. So yeah, use the control uh rest and control technique that just really allows you to be able to last as long as you want, because you're not worrying about the refractory period. And there's some things that you can do for the refractory period. Typically the older you get, the longer your refractory period becomes. The younger you are, you just had sex, bust a nut, go right back to it. As you get older, that becomes a problem. Just here to testify, because I do the things that I talk about, not perfectly. I'm not trying to be perfect. Only perfect people are dead. But in terms of taking the different supplements and getting to sleep, getting to exercise, trying to stay as stress free as I possibly can, that has led me to have a much shorter refractory period. I've gone porn style a couple of times. That was fun. Where you just basically busted a nut and went right back in. I didn't know that was a thing until I was doing that thing. I didn't do that thing until I was in my 50s. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, you can get to a point. And also, by the way, on that scale of 1 to 10, sitting there at a 9. I talk about getting to a 10. That's actually a much deeper process. And I'm learning this. I'm the one that created the scale and everything, and I realized it's like, yeah, I feel like I can have sex like a 25-year-old, but it's not really like a 25-year-old. So to me, that's the 10. So, but yeah, there we go. So guys, let's go ahead and yeah. Please, if you got any questions, go ahead, hit me up in the comments section. You can give me a call. We do have that number there, but we just had the technical difficulties this one time. So here's that question from Ism Schism. What? It's funny, but in my 20s, I found alcohol would help me last longer. Now it's the reverse effect. I miss my 20s. Don't we all, sir? Don't we all? Man, I mean, it took me a while to realize that. Um, so, just like you, yeah, get your drink on, everything like that. Then I noticed that I think it was about in my late 30s. That's when I noticed that, I would drink, and then the next, like if I drank that night, the next morning, it was morning sex. Nah, that was not happening. Then it went to if I drank the night before and then the next night, it wasn't a good deal. Then I hit, it was like 2 days. So, obviously depends on how much you're drinking, what you're drinking, all that good stuff. But that's the process. As you get older, your body, I always say this, Mother Nature gave us to 20. It was like, hey, we just going to give you the energy as long as you got the right foods and the protection and all this other kind of stuff. You got the energy to get to 20. After 20, you need to figure this out. And so you got 10 years to have a little bit of, you can figure some things out. But when you hit 30, you need to be on tight in terms of your sexual health. Otherwise, you're going to run into some problems. And one of the things that's going to show up is the alcohol, is the bad food. Not necessarily in that order. And if you know, if all the bad habits that you have, that's the issue. So let me go ahead and check this out. What's going on, Brandon? And thanks for that question, Ism, or that comment there. All right. All right, cool, great question. Brendan, Brandon, sorry, sir. Uh, Uncle B and everyone out there in the world, good evening. How affordable are these remedies? These need to be made available at affordable prices for all. I got you on that. One of the things that we try to work with when it comes to formerly known as African Fly, now known as GoodWood, we haven't raised the price in the past 22 years. Yeah. Because we wanted to make it affordable because we hear that, that issue right there. But unfortunately, this is a expensive uh, product because it has 8 different herbs. It's in a bottle. I mean, shipping costs. It weighs more than pills. Pills are extremely cheap to make. And that's the reason why they're in every grocery store, pharmaceutical, they're everywhere. They you can make 7,000 of them in a day. We can't make 7,000 bottles of our product in a day. I mean, I guess we could if we outsourced and we went mass production, but we like keeping that quality. Um, so so yeah, so yeah, we do have other products on our site, givegoodwood.com. You can go there and check them out. They're um, Goodwood is 55. Goodwood Advanced is 65. But oh, I did not mention. Hey, we have our anniversary. February 14th, 25 years ago. We started. We launched the site, and here we are today. So if you go to givegoodwood.com, you can take 25% off with the coupon code Sweet 25th. There we go. Let me put that up on the screen. Yeah, yeah. That's we want to give you that discount. We want you to celebrate you with us, and enjoy yourself. Enjoy your the great things that come along with having everything work. So yeah, givegoodwood.com and Sweet 25th is the coupon code. Oh yeah, Brandon, representing the Washington D.C. metro area, the DMV. Yeah, I'm not too. Uh, I was born in DC, grew up in PG, now in still in PG in Hyattsville. So you're right around the corner from me, sir. Good to hear from you. Good to hear from you. So yeah, anybody else, if you have questions, go ahead and put that in the comment section. We do have the phone number there if you want to dial in. It's going to be a little bit wonky because you can't. Uh, People can't hear the caller, but we're going to get that fixed because I love doing this. I love coaching. I love, the things that a man who called earlier was saying. He consumed like 400 of my videos, which is like, that's amazing. Thank you. And over a year dropped, what was that, 65 pounds, and is doing the right things. And that's what I like. So let's keep that up. All right. Mhm. All right. That's a great question. All right. Ism Schism one. Am I saying that right, man? On your last live, you mentioned some supplements block others when taken together. Can you elaborate on that? Okay. So yeah, on contraindicators. So basically, um, it that's one of the reasons why I say you have to experiment with the when taking supplements. It's not as common, when you're taking drugs. That's a lot more common because drugs tend to be a lot stronger. But also the thing you have to be aware of, you can't take everything. For example, I can't take Sustanch. I love Sustanch, but Sustanch gets me uh, Sustanch, it doesn't work for me. I'm not going to give the description of what happens, but it doesn't work for me. Everything else, does. And so, it, I haven't come across anything that necessarily just blocks something else out like medicine does, because medicines are so powerful. Herbs and tinctures and powders and things like that tend to be a lot more gentle, but just more effective. The thing that you do want to be careful about is, the reason why we have good wood and it has several different herbs in there is to balance them out. Your hembe is a base herb in there, and it's a powerful herb. If you took your hembe by itself, you'd be ready to go, but just too much ready to go. You just have the jitters and everything like that. So the other herbs in there actually calm it down. So it's really like I said before, just take your time. Take one herb, go to the next herb, go to the next herb, and just find out. Everybody's body is different. It's a thing called bioethnicity. Basically, your where your ancestors came from, what part of the planet, shows up in, our skin and hair texture, et cetera, which is all a beautiful thing. But you know, some things just don't work for some people. One of the reasons why African Americans have issues with high blood pressure is because we're coming from a continent that doesn't just apply as much salt as European continent. So, and that's something I heard. I didn't do the research on that. Don't come at me. I'm just saying there seems to be an issue with my people and high blood pressure. So, but great question. Hope I gave you some clarity on that. Uh huh. Night zero, is zinc actually good for men? Yes, it is very good. It helps with quite a few things. Hair, prevents hair loss if you get it earlier on in life. But really, when it comes down to for sexual health, it helps in the development of sperm. Uh, and so yeah, and also it helps in the development of testosterone. So you can um zinc is actually in the crust of the earth, and when you're eating certain things, like if we were eating the way we're supposed to eat, as in you go outside, you pull a carrot up out the ground, wipe it off a little bit and eat it, you would get B12, you get zinc, you get a bunch of other minerals that are part of the earth, because of the way that just the way that food comes at us now. It's extra cleaned and triple washed and all this other kind of stuff, which is good and bad at the same time, because we're missing a lot of the minerals, and zinc is one of those minerals. So you can take a zinc pill. Be careful with those. You want to, you don't have to get the maximum amount. Forget the milligrams off the top of my head, but yeah, when when you get the right amount of zinc inside your body, yeah, it does wonders. So yes, zinc is good for you. All right. Yeah, ism schism. Yeah, you're saying it right. All right, good deal. All right. Uh-huh. All right. Great question, J10. As always, man. Unc, in your experience as a coach, what's more difficult to tackle, psychological issues or physical issues when it comes to doing the business? Okay. So, for the guys who follow me, you probably know this real well. We call it ECS 25. That's ESEIS: energy, sleep, exercise, intermittent fasting, and soul. So the soul part is the psychological part. The other four parts are all physical. So they all travel together. We often think of our brain and our body as being separate. They're actually obviously are interconnected. Um, so here's the interesting thing about dealing with high levels of stress. You could be in great shape, and someone puts a gun to your head and says, "Get an erection." It ain't happening. It's just not, a lot of stress is going to cause issues. Also, there are certain things that can happen in terms of psychological issues, in terms of just, if you've had performance issues in the past and you keep thinking about performance issues, it's going to cause physical reaction. That's a psychological. I'm thinking about what happened in the past, thinking that it's going to happen again. It's going to cause an actual physical reaction, a chemical cortisol will be released. And a lot of people think testosterone and estrogen are in competition. It's really testosterone and cortisol. So cortisol will lower your testosterone. Cortisol is necessary. It helps us wake up. But at the same time, if you have too much cortisol like we do, typically because we're constantly have perceived threats from people on phones and other weird things, and we got Netflix bills that's threatening. So we're always under stress. But the physical issues are a little bit easy. It's a little bit easier to take care of the physical issues because it's typically more straightforward. If we put you into a boot camp and you just run doing push-ups, sit-ups, climbing over walls, all this other kind of stuff, you will physically change. If you have mental health issues or just stress issues, that's not necessarily going to change that. However, at the same time, the more you exercise, like the gentleman who I was speaking to earlier, who's a boxer, a police officer, but he does boxing, he does training, he works out. With all of that stuff, he said it releases the stress. So it's a balance. The the mental part can the mental part can shut down the physical part because the mental part is like, hey, I need to go to the gym, but uh, whatever, for whatever reason, you're just thinking like you're depressed, you just don't feel like getting up and going to the gym. Obviously, that's going to affect your physical. So it's both. I would say psychological is a lot. It's a it's a little bit. It's tougher to deal with because it's not as straightforward. It's really sitting down, having conversations, figuring out, what's your stress points, why are you stressed, and all that good stuff. hmm Great question, there, sir. Appreciate you. Uh huh. Hamburger. Yeah, what's going on, man? I thought substantia gives the heavy, heavy feel. It does. Oh man, I wish I wasn't. I guess allergic to substantia. I just know it doesn't work out for me well. But yeah, substantia in your pants. Substantia was used by Genghis Khan. He did a lot of population of the earth, and my man was going for it. So substantia does work well. So it doesn't work for me, but yeah. All right. Yeah. Just had my dose a minute ago. Yep. Get your supplementation on, sir. Uh-huh. Uh so what's the right recommended dose of zinc men should take? I can't give you that answer off the top of my head. I haven't done a zinc video in a while. Uh I believe the upper limits is around 30 milligrams. You want to stay below that. And you also want to be careful to when you're taking a zinc pill to make sure you it's on a full stomach. I tried a zinc pill on an empty stomach, tore my stomach up. Uh, yeah, unfortunately, that's really one of the only ways you can get zinc nowadays, unless you have a garden in the backyard. So yeah, 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 yeah. And also, yeah, you can take a look through my videos. Just go to my YouTube page and do a search on zinc. It should show up without a problem. Um, but yeah, and I go into exactly all the numbers that you should be paying attention to. All right. Yeah, 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 yeah. My man said you gotta get rid of them bags under your ass, family. Yes, you right about that, man. I'm stressed. Uh-huh. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. Behind the scenes. What about ashwagandha? Yes, ashwagandha is great. Ashwagandha is great on a couple of different levels. One, the reason why ashwagandha works is because it actually relaxes you. It's something that you can take before going to sleep. Products like GoodWood and GoodWood Advanced, you don't want to take right before going to sleep unless you're getting ready to have sex, because it's a stimulant. So ashwagandha is not a stimulant; it actually helps to relax you. Uh huh. Hey, Isaac, what's going on, sir? Thanks, thanks. Appreciate you, appreciate you. But yeah, uh, yeah. You know what? I do want to say just a couple of quick things. One, have you hit that subscribe button? Have you hit that? We need the algorithm working with me, man. Help me out, help a brother out. Also, um, we're gonna be doing a lot more of these type of shows. I wish I did have the call line working correctly, but we will get that taken care of. So look out for that. It's a lot easier than just talking to you in the comment sections. I want to be able to have a full conversation with you, and I think it's important to hear other guys. One of the things I think is a big misconception. I hear this all the time. Is like as a sexual performance coach, people will say, "Oh, but guys don't like talking about this." And I'm like, man, I get in a conversation. I can't get guys to shut up. I was shout out to I can't remember the name of the wine club off the top of my head, but it's some gentlemen who have a wine club. They invited me to talk, and the guy was like, "Yeah, we'll give you like 15 minutes to do a presentation." I was like, "All right." Because I knew that wasn't going to happen. We ended up talking for a good 2 hours. Because when it comes to your level of health, I mean, especially your sexual health, why wouldn't you want to get as much information as possible? And also, it's just the understanding of where we are in the world today. When I was at the University of Maryland, College Park, my Black Studies teacher said you have to know your time in history. Our time in history right now is great and fucked up simultaneously. How is that possible? Because we got the internet. We got all this information, all this great stuff, and we got a whole bunch of cat videos too. So we have both sides of, like, you can learn a lot of stuff, but you can also waste a lot of time. We also have a lot of lights. so people don't go to sleep the way it's supposed to. We also have eating system that's not for us anymore. In terms of um, just in terms of everything. The meat, the processed foods. I mean, we're not taught to go towards the fruits and vegetables and everything. We're just taught to go through the cereals. You know, I actually eat salads for breakfast. Why? Because if you if you what you eat first thing in the morning actually helps dictate how your stomach is going to react the rest of the day. So if you put something sweet in there, your body's like, oh, okay, we're starting off with sweets. All right, so let's go with sweets. Where's the next sweet? It was like, hold up, that was just the cereal, and or it could be just your morning OJ. Orange juice has like 20 grams of sugar. You're supposed to get that's a cup of OJ, and you're supposed to get 22 grams a day. And let me not even get into the cereal and the milk and everything else that has a whole bunch of sugar, including donuts, including what do you call it? Not just donuts, but bagels. Bagels have as much sugar as donuts. You just can't taste it, which is weird. Uh, okay. Isaac, great one. If someone is on plant-based diet, should black ant powder and deer antler velvet be used? Yes. Oh yes. I love black ant. Um Black ant powder gives you a lot of energy. Taking that, going to the gym, it ain't no joke. It is no joke. And so if you're going plant based, here's the thing. Interesting thing about that is that if you're plant based and you're taking herbs, you're actually accelerating the process. It's just your body's just going faster. One of the things of processed foods and meats is that it actually slows your body down. I mean, if you think about it, if you're eating fruits and vegetables, it's mainly water. What is your body? Mainly water. If you're eating, potato chips, which used to be good for you as a potato, and then they fried the hell out of it. It's dry. So think of processed food. All of the processed food is dried until spaghetti. You can wet it, you fluff it back up, but it's dry. And so you're taking dry stuff and you put it into a wet bag, a wet chemical bag, and it starts slowing everything down. If you're introducing fruits and vegetables, it actually speeds everything up. What I like doing, I play a little game every time I come back from the grocery store, or when I go to the grocery store. I do this thing where I try to always get a new fruit, a new vegetable, something I've never tried before, just to see. But what I'll do is, like, whether I'm in the store or I come back home, I'll be like, I mean, I say it before my machine goes off. Hey Google, and then I ask, like, what are the sexual health benefits of rhubarb? And I swear to God, just about every time there's something that's good for it. It may not say it directly relates to it, but it could be something just like just about all plant-based foods are anti-inflammatory. So if you have inflammation, then that means you're slowing down your blood flow, and that means you're harming your erections. Hmm. Ah, hamburger. Oh, I'm doing plant based and have some black ant powder. Do you take it before working out? Learning about it, but not that knowledgeable yet. Yeah, yeah. You can take it before working out. One of the things that we sometimes think that our bodies work on our time when it doesn't. So it's not necessarily that you're taking it before you go into a workout, it's that you're taking it consistently. So the game on this, and let me just give you a hint into, I do personal coaching. If you do want to get coaching from me, let me go ahead and throw that up there right quick. You can go to this site here. Just put that banner up there. And as you heard me talk with the gentleman earlier, it's just a question of your patterns. It's like, what are you doing on the regular? So when we talk about the ECS 25, for each category of energy, sleep, exercise, intermittent fasting, and soul, you score yourself with a 0 or a 5 every day. If you set goals in each one of those categories and you reach those goals, you get a 5. If you don't reach that goal, you get a zero. If you're doing 20 or 25 every day, a 25 means you're exponentially growing your health. A 20 means that you're doing good. A 15 means you're doing good, but if you stay at 15 over a period of time, like with age, you're going to lose the effect. If you're a 0, 5, or a 10, you have problems. You're on a downward spiral. It's just a pattern. And a pattern is just a level of consistency. Typically, when you talk to people about, you got to change your habits or you have to change your lifestyle, that's ethereal. It's just, what does that mean? But when you're saying you're changing your pattern, we can see your pattern. We can write down a pattern. So, if you're coming back to me, if you're one of my coaching clients and you're like, okay, I've been hitting 20s, for like this many days in a row, I know, at the end of that, I can ask you like, okay, so how are you feeling? It's going to be better. The answer is always better. If you're doing a 25, ah, you're killing the game. You can see the difference. You can feel the difference. If you're doing 15, you're basically staying the same. So it's all about consistency. So what you want to do, don't worry about whether or not I'm taking it right before I go to the gym. I think that's actually more of a marketing situation. So if you're telling guys who go to the gym to take a pre-workout, well, that's a great way to sell something because now you gave them a time. This is a whole marketing thing. You gave them the time that they're supposed to do something, and then it's like, oh, okay, before I go work out, I have to take this sugary supplement. Which is hysterical to me. I mean, I did it before, where I was like, okay, I need to, you need to take a protein powder, and it was like, why does a protein powder taste like cake? I mean, it literally they have a protein bar. It's called birthday cake, and it has like little sprinkles on it, like it's a freaking birthday cake. And I was like, why, why am I eating sweet stuff before I work out, knowing that if I consume the sweet stuff, I'm jacking up my sugar levels, and my body's just naturally going to start looking for more sugar. So I take sugar, I go work out, and then when I come out of working out, I'm hungrier. That doesn't make any sense. So be you want to be consistent with it. I have my little regimen where I'm taking my supplements every day. Got my supplement stash over here, but there's also it's just about being consistent, drinking water, taking your supplements, all of that good stuff. Uh huh. This is the reason why. Isaac, my man, this is the reason why I do this because I learn stuff all the time. Okay. So I'm familiar with ginger, but Thai, black, ginger, bovine. It's, man, that's a whole lot of scientific words there, sir. Uh, and jeez, man, now I got to write this stuff down. Bruh, you gave me homework. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm actually going to go ahead. Can I copy this? Can I copy this? Nah, I can't copy the way I want to. All right. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at that. But once again, there are 250,000 edible plants on this planet, and we only consume 4% of those. And one of the things I often talk about when I give out like meal plans or talk about different herbs is that they're not available all over the world. For in the United States, we're getting kiwi, we're getting things that are not native. I'm in the DC area. There's not too many tropical fruits here. Let's just say that. So if I go to another part of the world, there's going to be a completely different set of fruits and vegetables. But as a human, if you're consuming that, if that's the wonderful thing about going to other parts of the world, outside of the meat, and you have to be careful with the water. Typically, with the vegetation, you still have to be careful. But if someone else is consuming the vegetation, typically you can too. So, and these people can be living healthy and happy and everything like that, never consuming kiwi or the beets or arugula or spinach. It's not even grown anywhere near them, but they're still healthy, happy, and functioning because that's what Mother Earth has given us. So yeah, huh. Yes, 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 yes. All right. So yeah, I'm going to look that up. Isaac, and yeah, I'll make a video about Thai, black, ginger, bovine, nat- that word, all those words. Yeah, man, I love it. In fact, I just found out about Hornparo macho. which is from I believe Argentina, um, very much in Latin America. And man, this thing gives you stamina. It gives you stamina. We have it at givegoodwood.com if you want to check that out. Once again, we do have a special going at givegoodwood.com. It's our 25th anniversary, so you can use the coupon code SWEET25th to get Goodwood or Goodwood Advanced. But yeah, definitely be looking for that. So guys, we're running over an hour. After I finish, these type of sessions, I feel like a preacher. I'm drained. I'm drained. So, but yeah, I appreciate you all for hopping on. Please look out for future episodes. We're going to get this technology worked out so that you can join in, give a call. The conversations are always good and deep, and I learn something every time. And I have hundreds of these these type of conversations, probably to the thousands now. But they're always interesting. So look out for that. So yeah, once again, join us with our 25th anniversary. Use that coupon code, get yourself some Goodwood, Goodwood Advanced, and let's go for it. All right. Uh-huh. uh yeah, I'm giving Isaac homework too. Uh-huh. Oh, yes. And just to answer that question, African Fly did get rebranded to Goodwood. It's just easier to explain. When I was saying African Fly, people like Spanish Fly, like Spanish Fly is Big Brother, and then you got to explain everything. People, when I say Goodwood, people get it immediately. So, uh, yeah. Fortunately for me, it was funny. My father got it, and my mother didn't. I was like, whew, it's good to know. Mom, don't think that way. Yay. Uh, but yeah, there we go, guys. Look out for the next episode, and make sure you like, subscribe, so you can get the notifications and all that good stuff. This is Uncle B. I really do appreciate you, but I gotta say, get your game up and go hard. Peace out.